Hi, Brandon Hardison, president of Champion Strategies, with our ongoing series on public speaking, giving you the opportunity to be better, to get in front of the room or lead on top of a Zoom meeting. As schools all over the world have been closed for months, and even in other countries, they're experiencing the same thing with their youth, like the United Kingdom. And it reminds me once again of what I believe is a dire need for public speaking to be taught in both school and in home. The reason being is that the benefits of learning to speak confidently in public at the youngest possible age will play huge dividends across all areas of our lives when we get older. If you can be a great self esteem booster, we've done our job. How we influence and persuade others more effectively will be of great interest. Helps us to think critically and creativity, how to use new social connections, how to significantly engage with our personal relationships. Public speaking helps us just be more comfortable with people or helps us to stand up to bullies that are in the workplace also. Public speaking can be what we want it to be to inspire people and even change the world. The world really needs us because does opening up every human being we know to get our point across, will that impact the greater good of man? I think it will. I attended a lot of conferences and seminars all over my lifetime, and I'm amazed when it comes to the Q&A when it deals with youngsters. At the end, just how few questions there are and always are, and the same people asking the question. Regardless of age, position, or experience, most people really don't like speaking in public. And it's okay. Interestingly, though, as soon as everybody breaks for coffee, or the conference is over, or the students are in a different space like lunch, you see suddenly there are hundreds and hundreds of Q&A sessions going. It's nothing new as a phenomenon or anything. In fact, it hasn't changed in hundreds of years or be unlikely to change much of the future unless we add public speaking to our school's curriculum. I am pretty confident that most public readings of this article will recall their own days in the classroom when the teacher asked a question and they had to put their hand up. What is it really in your case with so many students every day, every year that have questions that never got answered? Sadly, most of us were simply scared to raise our hands when a teacher asked a question, so we left it to the usual one and two in class and let them get the gold star. When we realized we actually didn't know the answer, we kicked ourselves all the way home. That's how it was. I was in school, and probably the same thing when you were in school. But for most part, it hasn't really seemed to have mattered too much or done incredible harm, largely because historically the written word has been the primary currency of education in our school. Throughout the ages, students have been taught to read, remember, repeat, and demonstrate the learning that has been done through the written word. In the past, in many cases, success at school, at work, mostly required fluency with the written word. Well, that is still true, and we will remain tight with that important piece. But Speaking with confidence, sincerity, passion does little to help us to connect with each other in such a disconnected world. Now, we can improve that, we can be better than that, but we have to take up the mantle and understand that public speaking at the youngest grades that we can get them in elementary school will only benefit them as they get to middle school and eventually high school, especially when there are extracurricular activities like debate, like mock trial, or schools that do have public speaking. Once again, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, with a little public speaking workshop tips. As always, in parting, you go out and you make